And good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of New Earth TV Live. I think I can take these off now. Thank you for not New Earth TV Live, New Earth Tarot Live. Tongue twister this morning. So thank you everyone for being here. Yesterday was my birthday, so I had quite a beautiful, wonderful day. With that, I'm now age 44, so it's a master number year for me. So I'm looking forward to everything that this year brings. Hope you have all been doing well, and I'm looking forward to everything that we're going to share today on New Earth Tarot. A reminder to everybody that with your questions that you've asked, please do not ask personal questions. Okay, so I see a comment here already with a donation in regards to a personal question. So what I would suggest, Barbarella, is because you have asked me a personal question, if you've donated to it, please drop me an email with that, okay? And I can basically answer that for you after the show, after the broadcast today. So basically just make sure you guys keep your questions semi-personal or general in nature. So to do that, just go to newearthteachings.com, Barbarella. Go to the contact page on newearthteachings.com, and you can leave your question there, and I will get back to you very soon with that, okay? So again, guys, it's just going to keep things semi-personal in general. It's just beneficial for everybody, right? We just don't want to have personal questions that really don't help to aid other people, okay? And that's really what we're about when we come on live and we do these webcasts. All right, so we're going to get into the broadcast today in just a minute. First and foremost, we're going to go ahead and start off with some announcements.
The world's first spiritual rejuvenation technology in the form of modern everyday items has arrived through AetherX. AetherX offers transcendental healing products that work to detoxify, replenish, and restore you on a physical, emotional, and mental level. The Aether Bed Kit takes the form of a powerful rejuvenation technology that utilizes your own life force energy to restore organs, glands, bodily systems, the energy system, and replenish emotional and mental well-being. The AetherX card decks, the healing code cards, eliminate and detoxify physical, emotional, and mental conflicts within the body. 44 beautifully designed geometrical cards specifically designed to work on the major areas of the body, encouraging natural recovery and increased vitality. The healing code cards come in 3 different themes: the body, mind, and energy decks, each with their own specific design to renew and rejuvenate the body. AetherX apparel and accessories that offer comfortable attire and beautiful geometrical and image designs to detoxify, strengthen, and rejuvenate the body. Download our collection of free sample images and cards from our website so that you can witness the benefits of AetherX spiritual technology for yourself. Visit our website now at etherx.co and begin your rejuvenation journey with us.
And this is also to let everybody know that there is a promo code taking place right now, and it is valid until March 25th. It is the promo code March 20. So just add March 20, all capital letters, when you're on the shopping cart page of AetherX.co, and you'll get a 20% off discount. Now, these 20% off discounts only happen once every 3 months. So we got 2 more days for this to last. So again, take advantage of that 20% off. Use the promo code March 20, all capital letters. Go to the website, and it's good for all products that are on your shopping cart. One more thing before we move on to the next point is checking out a very beautiful testimonial from one of my supporters who has used the AetherX technology. And I want you to hear from another person exactly how the AetherX tech has been benefiting her. So check this out.
My first experience with this healing modality was the free sample, which I printed out, used it. I could feel a difference with it. So then I thought, I got to try these sheets. Got the sheets, put them on the bed the first night, having a lot of arthritic pain at the time. The next morning I got up, I had no pain, no arthritic pain. Unbelievable. Every morning I would get up, my hands would be stiff for the last 15 years. Some of the joints are swollen. Well, all the joints, I guess, are swollen. It was unbelievable that I had no pain anywhere in my body, actually. Anyway, so I've kept them on the bed all this time. The pain has not come back. And just this morning, I'm noticing that the larger joints, like at the base of my thumb and the base of my pointer finger, those joints are swollen, like with the arthritis. And they appear to be a bit smaller. So I just can't recommend this enough to every one of my friends or people looking at this. Try these sheets for any problem that you have, physical, emotional. Try it. I'm just blown away with it. Blown away. This is like no other healing modality that I've seen. I've seen some amazing results with things, but this is truly awesome. So thank you, Brad.
Okay, and of course, thank you so much for that testimonial, and that is from Bonnie. She's a very satisfied supporter of ours. There's quite a few other testimonials on AetherX.co that you should check out as well if you haven't yet. So, newearthteachings.com, distance healing by donation is available. Private sessions with tarot readings, higher self-communication, and also communication with Adronis through the private sessions is also available. 3 questions by email with tarot and higher self-communication is also available. So again, you can go to newearthteachings.com. You can check out the sessions that are available. And finally, everything that is on the New Earth Teachings YouTube channel is backed up onto Odyssey. You can find this link in the video description as well, odyssey.com/@newearthteachings. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started with today's webcast. Hello, everybody. It's good to see you all here today. I'm looking forward to everything that we're going to share today with your questions. So again, if you guys do have questions, semi-personal or general in nature, feel free to go ahead and put that into the chat. I'm just going to go ahead and change screens. There we go. Now we can see the pop-up window there for live chat. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and start off at the very top and just kind of work my way down as we go through the questions. So the first one here I'm seeing at the very top is from Nancy. Nancy says, "Hi Brad, there is an EBS alert on all phones coming up in the UK. Can you see what the cards say about this? Thanks." So an EBS alert, emergency broadcast system alert, on all phones coming up in the UK. All right. So why don't we go ahead and check that out and see exactly what comes up regarding this particular EBS alert that the UK is getting. Let's see what that may be about. All right. Well, this is definitely representing action being taken. Okay, so there is some action transforming. There's some transformation coming together. There's the idea of things that have basically been kept apart that is looking to come together again. So this is kind of the situation pertaining to the emergency broadcast system. We may start to see that there's some action being taken right now behind the scenes. This could represent the idea that there's maybe some governmental transition. I'm not too sure if they're going to be too elaborate on it, though. I think they're going to kind of water things down quite a bit, right? When you're looking at EBS alerts, when you're talking to the public, it's so very important that you have to water everything down, right? Everything's really got to be kept kind of simple, sanitized as well, too. So I know we want some big revealings with the EBS. Don't get your hopes up, okay? So that's an important thing to remember here, okay? So this is representing the idea that things are being sanitized behind the scenes, right? So we have the 2 of Pentacles. So there's a lot of changes, a lot of physical changes coming together, a lot of the out of the old, in with the new, okay? When we also have this connected to the idea of Capricorn and Jupiter as well too, things are expanding, things are getting bigger, okay? Things are starting to shift on the material plane a little bit more when it comes to the idea of what these announcements will represent. Again, we're still in the month of March. Okay, and the month of March represented significant change, a lot of action taking place, a lot of heat coming up, right? That kind of raging inferno of transformation taking place. But there's going to start being some clarity. There's going to start being some accountability coming together with these transformations that are going to be taking place. When we're looking here in the past, okay, we have the Eight of Cups. Okay, so the Eight of Cups is letting us know, again, we see the moon here, so we're seeing, again, some more significant change. We're seeing transformation taking place. We're starting to look at everything that the government represents, and we've kind of had enough, right? We've gotten to that point now where we've been at a standstill, we've been stagnant, we've been kept in the dark for quite some time. And I feel that this is all part and parcel of people just going to start walking away, no longer putting their faith in governmental authority, and we're going to start seeing a new transition take place, right? So we're walking away from something that does not serve us. We're no longer going to just be saying, oh, when is this going to happen? When is this going to change? Hey, government, when are we going to do this? Hey, politicians, when are we going to do this? When is this going to happen? When is this going to take place? People have lost their faith in everything pertaining to governmental authority, right? Now, this is representing the past card, okay? Present moment is that we have, okay, the Seven of Cups. Now, what does 7 represent? 7 represents introspection. It's a reflection time, okay? We've seen so many things happen on the mainstream media. We've seen so many things happen on the news. We've seen so many things happening, event after event on the world, and people are like, what is going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Okay? So when we're constantly seeing that, it is a time of introspection. It is the idea that we're really just seeing the death of the old, right? This is representing Scorpio Venus, okay? We're looking at Scorpio. We're looking at the idea of scandals. We're looking at the idea of secrets. We're also representing the ending of something old, a transitional period. We're looking at Venus, we're looking at something that's new, that's birthing, that's nurturing, okay? So even though there's confusion behind the scenes, we're going to start seeing some clarity coming together here. So I can't say that this is exactly what the EBS is going to 100% represent, but it's representing that quality of something that's going to unfold a lot more. Okay, so then of course we have this wonderful card for the near future. We have the Nine of Cups, okay, which represents Pisces and Saturn. Okay, so this is representing endings. Everything representing the old regime is coming to an end. Everything that represents the corrupt, everything that represents these scandals, these problems, like what we saw with the previous card, is now going to start coming to an end. There's going to start being some clarity here, especially when we're looking at Pisces and Jupiter. There's expansion. Okay, so there's positive expansion. There's growth. There's exponential change taking place. There's support. Okay, we're moving into a time of support. It's exactly what this card is showing us. Support is coming. Answers are coming. Clarity is coming. Okay, like I said, March has, it's basically can call the entire month of March the Ides of March. Okay, a big raging inferno, but it's not going to be staying that way. Okay, so this is the advice card. We're looking at the idea of Libra and Jupiter, the Four of Swords. Okay, we're going to start seeing something that's been hidden under the veil reveal itself for quite some time, and that may represent the idea of greater exposure about what a lot of the corrupt, the old cabal, have been doing. We're starting to see a lot of those things coming to an end. We may start to see people again moving out of their positions of authority. Okay, so when we're looking at the idea of Libra and Jupiter, then we're basically seeing balance taking place here. We're seeing expansion, yes, but we're also starting to see things come together. We're seeing a rejuvenation period. We're seeing a grace period, which is basically what I've said 2023 represents quite a bit. Some people have really been predicting doom and gloom for March. I haven't been seeing that at all, right? I'm saying that there's shifts, there's transitions, there's transformation taking place, but it's not leading into the idea of doom and gloom. So even though we're seeing this, the second aspect pertaining to the advisement of that card would be the Three of Swords, okay? And this represents Libra and Saturn, okay? So we're moving forward in a different way, but people are going to be shocked of what they learn, okay? Not everybody here is going to be, a data miner. It's going to be looking into all these things that have been happening. When there's shock, when there's scandals coming out, because this is a time of scandals, this is a time of surprises, this is a time of secrets being revealed, it's a time of veils being dropped. A lot of people, right? Not like you guys, because you guys are looking for answers. You guys are looking for data to look into, right? Not everybody's doing that. So when they find a lot of answers to this, they're going to get shocked, right? And basically a follow-up finality here. An additional card is Temperance. So here we go. This is representing the idea of Sagittarius. Okay, so this is representing that things are going to be balancing, But we're basically coming out of the extremes right now, and there's going to be answers. That water in one cup is going to pour into the other cup. There's going to be synthesis. There's going to be balance. Things are going to start coming together. All of these pieces of the puzzle that have been scattered are now going to start coming back into the puzzle all together. So it's quite a big reading here. Regarding the EBS alert, again, I can't say that that's everything that the EBS alert represents, but these are the chain of events that it's going to lead to. And I'm not just talking about the United Kingdom as well, too. I'm basically talking about most of the world when it comes to what I've shared here today. Okay? So keep that in mind. In regards to a lot of things that are coming, it's great that there's some type of EBS alert coming into the UK. Again, like I said, I think that what is being covered here is kind of more above and beyond that. But that's kind of giving you the idea that there is going to be some revealing. It's going to be kind of watered down, but it's leading into a cycle, a changing of events that's going to lead to everything that I've shared here in this reading. Okay? So very good question, Nancy. Thank you for that. Okay, let's move on to Charmaine Gorman. Charmaine? Okay. So Charmaine says, hi, Brad. Maybe I should get my glasses on before I end up misreading people's names. That can happen. All right, that's a little bit better. That way I'm not doing this all the time. All right. So let's go to Charmaine next. Charmaine says, hi, Brad. Question. Can you confirm if the 87,000 IRS agents have been defunded in the USA? Just saw something online. Be careful of what you see online. Okay. I know it might be exciting that we see this. Oh my goodness, is it true that the IRS agents are getting defunded? People get their hopes up a little too much. Okay, so I'm just saying we'll look into it, but just be careful of what you read online, guys. Remember, like I said, 95% of the stuff that you read on the internet is garbage. Okay, so we just want to be mindful of that. But we will take a look at that and seeing if that's true. If I were to say, not really 87,000, we don't have to stick to a certain number. Let's say if a majority of IRS agents are being defunded in the United States, is this true? Okay, so we'll kind of look at majority of IRS agents. Is it true that they're being defunded? Okay, let's take a look. It sounds like a good idea. It sounds really nice, but we just have to see if that is something that is actually taking place. Well, here's the good news, is it's not quite there yet, but it's getting there, okay? It's getting to that particular point where the IRS is actually going to completely collapse, okay? That's the good news, guys. But this is representing that there's something in progress, okay? So this is Sagittarius Mercury. When we have 8, we're also looking at the idea of karma. We're looking into the idea of something that's in progress. It's movement, it's motion. So something is in progress for something like that happening, okay? But again, we're looking at Sagittarius Mercury, which means there's communication, okay? So it's representing that, again, there's much more opportunity. There's some good things happening behind the scenes, right? We got some fire in motion taking place here. Communication, may look into the idea of things moving, things shifting in the background, okay? And we got the Ace of Cups pertaining to the situation. So here's the good news, Shawnee. It's in progress, okay? That is going to happen. It's just not happening yet, okay? So there's certain things like that that's taking place. And of course, when we have the Ace here, we got everything that represents Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, right? The water. So we're seeing emotional change. We're seeing a shift. Great things. Again, we're seeing more of a different type of movement. We're seeing maybe new departments opening up. Maybe investigations taking place as well too, right? There's an emotional change that's coming by here at the same time. When we look into the past, okay. So we have the past here representing the idea of what's happening with the IRS, and that's in that sense. So we're basically feeling, I think, that they're going to be put out very soon. To me, this is telling me this is something that's going to be put out. This is going to be something that's extinguished. My feeling is it may be overhauled into something new, because nothing is really truly destroyed. It's just changing form. It's moving itself into a different arena. Okay. So I think we are going to see the idea of everything that represents themselves being burnt out or being extinguished in that particular way, being scorched. So everything that represented their programs, their agendas, are certainly going to be facing a great accountability for that. So I think that the whole idea of the infrastructure relating to the IRS is going to plummet, because the IRS is nothing more than a Puerto Rican trust. That's all it is. It's nothing legitimate whatsoever. I'm pretty sure many of you who are doing your research already know this. IRS is nothing. It's not a legitimate organization. It's a Puerto Rican trust. There's nothing else to it than that. Okay. So we have Ace of Swords here in the present moment. So we're seeing things getting taken down here, right? So we're seeing the idea of new thought, new infrastructure, new planning, new ideas. Okay. This is why I say it's not happening right away. This has been something I feel that's been working on for a little bit of a time. Okay. But they are looking to completely dissolve the IRS. Right? As soon as I hear that, I'm getting like, yeah, cheers, 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 happiness, happiness, have fun. That's exactly where it is going to go. Okay, so you're right? And the person that's writing the article is somewhat correct. It's just not happening yet. Okay, but it is certainly in the plot. It's in the plans to, or I'd say it's in the works for that to happen. That there's going to be defunding taking place. That the IRS is going to be scrapped, and that it may move into something else, a new type of overhaul that's taking place. What about the near future? Celebrate good times, right? So we're seeing not just the idea of endings, we're seeing the idea that something is being scrubbed clean and something new is going to take its place. So that's kind of the confirmation of what I'm getting here as well too, with the idea of Virgo Mercury, right? So new communication is happening, new expansion, new labors is coming together, something new is being built behind the scenes. And that's going to replace what we would currently know as the IRS agency. That's basically just taxing people like crazy, because this would be a complement to the new financial system that's looking to come as well too. All right. So advice on this whole situation, right? Things were not well, but it looks like we're starting to move into a new direction. We have to kind of balance things out because there were some extremes here. We need to balance this out. We need to look into these things for what they represent, right? When we have Libra and the Moon, this is representing that we've of course been sucked into this black hole. The idea of tax agents with IRS for a very long time, all working to, again, appease a lot of the dark cabal, but a lot of that's falling apart. So that's true. We're seeing a lot of things falling apart at the seams so that something new can be created. Okay, so we're seeing the downfall, and this is basically what this is saying, is that it's a crumbling away of the old dark cabal order. It's the crumbling away of all of the old dark cabal infrastructure. So the infrastructure here representing the dark cabal is now starting to fall away. Okay, when we look at the Hierophant, we're looking at 5. We're looking at change. We're looking at, again, things shifting in the background. We're looking at new adaptability. So we're seeing the 5 going through its own karmic cycle, falling away completely, and things basically trying to balance out extremes because things have not been well. And those things need to change dramatically. Okay? So good news, Charmaine. Yes, mostly of what you're reading is correct, which is kind of shocking. Because a lot of the stuff you read on the internet is not very true. A lot of it is exaggeration and innuendo, propaganda. A great deal is exaggeration. But in this way, whoever you're reading it from, I think they're a pretty good source. So Charmaine, maybe you should tell people where you saw that article, right? Because the person that you actually looked at that was creating that article is pretty close to being truthful. That's a shocker, isn't it? It's not something that happens quite a bit on the internet, particularly. Everybody just wants to blow up and exaggerate a story and try to put their own spin on things. But from what I'm getting here from this reading, it's quite accurate about what's happening. We are going to see the IRS plummet. Okay, you're going to see that entire organization, institution, if you even call it an institution, it's a Puerto Rican trust. But once you see that falling apart, like I said, guys, the ultimate goal here is independence. Right? You're moving into independent states, independent provinces, independent countries. That's exactly what you want. When you start to see more signs of that coming together, like I've told you guys about the signposts, right? We're seeing the signposts coming. This is a signpost letting you know that a new financial system's on the way. That's proof right there. Okay? So things are moving forward in a very good way. So thank you, Charmaine, for that sharing. It's really good. Okay. Let's go down the list here a bit more. Let's see. Okay. Layla says, Brad sends his lives at a time that even us Europeans can watch in a decent time. Yeah, that's exactly why I do it in the morning, guys. So I see if you guys in Europe or Asia can basically watch this probably in the later evening your time, but at least you'll be able to catch it. I'm trying not to do it. I'm trying to get it at a good time where a lot of people can see it. That's kind of good for me as well, too. So that's why I basically put these up at 11 a.m. Pacific time. So a little more time so you guys can check it out. from you guys that are overseas. Okay, but even if you don't catch it, that's okay. It's recorded too, right? Okay. And thank you for the happy birthday wishes, guys. Belated birthday, because it was yesterday, but I appreciate it. Okay, this one here is from Fabio. Fabio asked the question, hi Brad, are we going to see a global shutdown? Okay, so we're looking at a global shutdown. Is there a possibility that there's another, we could say maybe another global shutdown, because that's basically what COVID was all about, right? Are we going to see a global shutdown? So I would say another global shutdown. Are we going to see another global shutdown that's set to take place? Okay. So I would say, would the people of the world see another global shutdown coming? Okay, let's take a look. Okay, so basically this is representing the people. People aren't going to stand for another shutdown, my friends. Nope. We will not tolerate another one. The people are far too awake right now. And they're not going to buy anything in regards to what the government tries to say in regards to another shutdown. They're not going to buy it anymore. They've run that course. Now, I've had similar questions before in the past about that, and it's really just the same answer again. No. No, guys. We're not going to tolerate that. If this is what represents the plans for a global shutdown, this is what we're doing. We're walking away from it. We're not going to tolerate it anymore. We've had this abuse thrown upon us now for the past 3+ years regarding a COVID agenda that is not real. That's nothing but a scam. And do you think that we're really going to put up with another one? No. So a lot of people have been prophesying that in certain ways, certain people online, and prophesying that and saying, oh, I think there's going to be another global shutdown. I think there's going to be a global shutdown. I keep saying, no, there's not. No, there's not. Right? And I don't see the people buying into that at all. There will be talks about it. There will be discussions about it. There will be try to be plans for it, but it's never going to implement. This is what they've been trying to do with all the different variants with COVID. This is what they were trying to do with monkeypox, with Ebola, and all this other different stuff. People just aren't buying it. You can't do it with a virus anymore. People aren't buying it, right? And so that's what we're seeing. We're seeing this all starting to move together. This is 8. This is representing karma, okay? We're not going to repeat the same thing twice. And that's the thing with a lot of these particular forms of agendas. They don't repeat themselves twice. It's never the same thing twice. It always has to try and evolve, right? If they did try to do a global shutdown, it needs to be of a completely different reason, but I don't see that happening, okay? So we're looking at Pisces and Saturn here, trying to get a slowdown, trying to, again, put a lot of suffering, put a lot of stagnancy on the people, right? Going into the feeling of abandonment, going into hurt, going into the idea of neglect. No, that's not going to happen anymore. We are walking away from that. We've basically been injured a great deal relating to all of these global agendas, and we're not going to get hurt anymore. This is where people are going to stand up for themselves, okay? The wheel is turning, my friends, okay? So here we are with the Wheel of Fortune. Here we are with the number 10. We're seeing the old fall. We're seeing the new rise. We're seeing a beginning. We're seeing something pertaining to completion, beginnings, new transformation, renewal coming together. We're not in that world anymore, my friends, okay? We're not in the world of shutdowns anymore. They've run that course. They've run that gauntlet. That gauntlet is gone, okay? It's not leading to the idea of, again, trying to pull a second rabbit out of the hat. There's only room for one rabbit in that hat, and they've already pulled it out. There's no more room for a second rabbit. So they're not going to try and pull out a second rabbit because it cannot fit inside that hat. They've run their course. They've run the gauntlet, right? It's already been done. So what is taking place? This is what they've done in the past. They've put on a magic show, right? They've been trying to put on really, really quick-witted, trying to be very, very communicative. And so, no, guys, it's an actual virus. It's something that's very, very real, right? We're worried about a pandemic and all this stuff like that, right? They've been really good snake oil salesmen. And this is what they've been doing. They've been putting up a show. They've been trying to show you exactly what's coming out of their sleeves as the magician, okay? So again, we're basically starting to see new beginnings taking place where that garbage is not going to fly anymore, okay? We have the Knight of Wands here in the present moment. It means we're going places. We're moving into new territory. We got all this fire energy in ourselves, right? We're moving into something new. We're starting to go into new ground. We're moving into higher ground, right? So we're seeing movement here, okay? This is movement. This is the fire energy. This is action. We're seeing things. We're moving ourselves into a new... I'm not going to fall for this anymore. We're moving on. We're transitioning into a brand new planet. We're moving into a brand new Earth. We're not going to stick around and be stagnant, right? It's not like we have Earth energy here. It's keeping us stagnant here. We're moving into something that represents fire, okay? Wands is fire. The Knight is fire. This is all action. This is all moving into something very, very new, okay? So it's not sticking with the old guns anymore. A lot of that is falling apart. We have the near future. We have the Emperor. We're starting to see new authority coming together. We're seeing a new type of establishment, okay? So we have the number 4. Things are going to be rebalanced. Number 4 represents the idea of balancing. We're balancing. We're creating a new foundation. There's a new authority that's coming together. And it's not going to represent the idea of global shutdowns, of worldwide epidemics, pandemics, etc. Okay? It's not happening anymore. And I'm just basically telling you guys exactly what the cards are telling me here. So the advice, it's time for some emotional faith. It's time for some emotional strides. It's time for us to work together and work with the power of our intuition, work with the power of emotions and empathy, start for bringing new creativity forward, start working together, right? Working together as that giant soul tribe, and that's what's going to make a difference. The Ace of Pentacles, following up on that as well too. We're seeing a new convergence taking place. We're seeing the idea, perhaps again, of a new financial system, which I feel is more and more evident each and every day. We're seeing a new Earth coming together. This time, after we get past March, we're going to start seeing things slowly starting to wind up. Things are now going to start having the loose ends tied together. Okay, so when we have this is representing emotional support and an emotional bridge to a brand new Earth where we're working together. Okay, this is going to be people power time. This is about the power of the people that is going to be coming together. The counter forces, as I've talked about, include you guys at the same time. There's some behind the scenes counter forces. You guys are also the counter forces as well too. And the counter forces is winning. Okay, it's basically dissolving this camp. So to answer your question, let me see if I can find that person's question again. But to answer your question about is there going to be another global pandemic? No, not from what I'm seeing at all. We're seeing a lot of things rise here. Yeah, so that's for Fabio. Okay, so Fabio, no, we're not seeing another global shutdown. Not going to happen. We're basically just still getting out of one, and it's not going to repeat itself again. Okay, depends on what country you live in, but the majority are now starting to turn themselves around, and it's moving into a very powerful and beneficial transitional time. Okay, great. All right, let's move on. Okay, this one here is from Lisa Garrett. Lisa says, "Hi Brad, when will the most polluted parts of the earth get cleaned up?" And a reminder, guys, if you want to leave a donation to ask a question, that will put you first in line. Okay, so if you do want to offer a donation, if you have an urgent, semi-personal, or general question that you want to share, you can feel free to put that on, and I'll go right to you. Okay. Anyways, to Lisa's question, when will the most polluted parts of the earth get cleaned up? So I'm just seeing how we can phrase that into a tarot reading. That's good. Okay. I would basically say, when is humanity going to get together to support cleaning up the polluted parts of the earth? How about we ask that question? Okay. When is humanity going to come together to agree to start cleaning up polluted parts of the earth? Does that sound good? Let's ask that question. That's more of a better format for a tarot reading. Okay. Let's check that out. Okay, so basically we have us here. This is representing humanity. Okay, we kind of need to get off our high horse. We need to get off this idea of feeling that somebody else is going to take care of it. Okay, that mentality needs to end. It's very important for the common man, woman, and child to have an interest in helping to take care of their planet. A lot of people are still very, very apathetic, and they don't want to get off their duff, and they don't want to work together with other people who are passionate and wanting to clean up the planet. Okay, so a lot of this is Capricorn Sun. Okay, so basically it's the idea that there's a hoarding still going on, right? There's still a need for resources. I need to take care of my family. I need to take care of my job. I need to take care of my possessions. I take care of my material goods, and I don't have time for anything else. Okay, so you got to get the stubbornness out of people, and the only reason that that's really going to cause a significant change is when there's tragedies. Okay, just like what happened with COVID. This is where people started to panic, and they started to look at things a lot more deeper than they did because they saw tragedies happen, right? When they look at something that's tragic, that is actually what corresponds to actions. Okay, so when we're looking at the situation here with the Knight of Pentacles, again, we have fire and we have earth. Okay, so there needs to be that contribution. There needs to be that working. We want to work with the earth, right? So fire representing action, earth representing, of course, wanting to work with our Divine Mother. Okay, so when it comes to this is what needs to end. This complacency, this hoarding, this greed, this personal greed that we have. Brad, I got to take care of my family, got to take care of my friends, I got to pay my bills, I got to go to work, and I don't have time for anything else. That's what's preventing people from taking care of the planet. Okay, I want you guys to know that. That is what's preventing from people getting to go outside and start working with the earth, joining people in nature, right? Doing some meditation, enjoying each other's company in the world, wanting to do good things, creating fundraisers, maybe developing new technologies that's helping. I mean, this is exactly what AetherX is looking to do, right? We're going to develop technologies that's going to be very environmental, that you can actually leave outside, and those will be free. Okay, there's going to be free environmental anchors that you're going to be able to put, and you basically just print them out and you put them somewhere. You can nail them to a post, you can put them on a wall, and that is actually going to enable environmental cleanup. I'm going to be doing that here in the next little while. Okay, now there's many other different ways as well too, right? We're working together, we're talking together, we're going out, we're cleaning up the streets, we're going out in nature, we're taking a garbage bag, we're cleaning up all the filth and debris that's being left behind. There's a lot of ways that we can help do it ourselves and help cleaning these things up. We get behind people who have innovative technology, who wants to clean up the ocean, who wants to clean the air, who wants to bring good food back, who wants to give good cleaning water, drinking water to everybody, right? All of these things need our cooperation, but this is what happens. No, Brad, no. I got my family. I got my friends. I got my job. I got my 40 hours a week. I got my material possessions. I got my house. I got this. I got that, and I can't get involved with anything else. And that's what's preventing this from happening. Nurturing and working together with the earth. Okay? So when this corruption gets out of a lot of people, because again, tragedy is going to unfortunately have to come together to be the ringleader and say, look what's happening, guys. And now they start doing it. Okay? That's basically what needs to happen. This is the past here in that sense, right? A lot of good people want to take care of the earth, but the whole idea is that a lot of us still aren't in that level of maturity to start moving into taking care of the earth, right? We need to work together. Some people have ideas, but they're not going to the experienced people who have some really good innovations that can work together and help cleaning up the earth, okay? So we need to educate ourselves. We need to work together with those who are experienced, who in that sense can maybe develop technologies, who can bring about groups together, who are being these kind of new leaders and helping out in that way. Because a lot of us, okay, I want to go help the earth, but I have no idea what I want to do. Okay? We're still in many ways still children compared to the idea of how we're trying to help the earth. But like I said, it starts off very simple. Get a garbage bag, get like one of those little claw holders, right? You're just going out, you're picking up garbage, and you're doing that in nature. That makes a difference, right? We're working with people who have technology to clean up the water. We're working with AetherX here, trying to get these environmental anchors coming together, which I'm going to be creating very soon. And you can put that all around all the place, right? And start emanating this pure environmental harmony, because it's actually going to be taking the prana from nature and radiating it and filtering it in that way so that there's a lot more radiance. And this is usually for urban cities, right? And you're just putting up AetherX signs. Maybe it's on posters, maybe it's on walls, maybe it's on lampposts or something like that. And it's basically just radiating everything from the pure prana that's found in the air. Okay, that's what I'm going to be doing. So that can be a very, very good sign. All right. Near future, people are going to start caring about the earth a lot more. That's the good news. Okay, so we have Capricorn and Jupiter. So people are going to have practical advice, practical technology that's going to work, that's going to expand, and we're going to bring goodness to the world. Okay, here's the good news, guys. We are going to make it happen. Okay, it is going to happen. But it's going to get people, you have to kind of light a fire under people's butts, right? And that's what we really need to do. We have to light a fire under people's butts so that they get off their duffs, okay? And they start saying, this is serious. I really need to take this seriously. I want to work with the earth. I want to make sure that she's okay, right? We're being the good children, helping out the planet, right? So again, advice, balance yourself, right? Don't worry so much about the extremes of your life. My kids this, my wife that, my husband this, my job that, my home this, my car payments that, etc., etc. It's time to get out of that because those are just extremes, okay? You want to work together in helping heal your home, okay? So this is the idea here. Balance yourself, right? We have justice. We have the number 11 here, right? So which equals out to a 2. We need to come together. We need to have partnership. We need to have unity. We need to bring ourselves into a greater state of evolution, okay? We need to get out of that funk that basically says, I'm out for number 1, okay? That's got to die away. Balance yourself, and everything that's out of balance, let it fall away. Let it move on, okay? So it's representing the nature of the death card. This is Scorpio, okay? We're putting to death everything that represents ourselves, trying to basically kill ourselves slowly. With the idea of great apathy, the idea of feeling that I don't care about anybody else but myself. That's death, right? So we're basically trying to bring to death everything that brought death to us, right? And coming together, balancing things out, shifting all of those old gears, refining them, and letting new gears come together, right? That's really what it's representing here, okay? So again, that's a really great question, Lisa. So you guys are on fire today. You guys are asking really good questions, right? Fantastic. So let's go on. We do have a donation here, so I'll just get to Barbarella here in a moment. Okay. Okay, Barbarella, I've already told you, okay? When it comes to your question was too personal, okay? I don't do personal questions on New Earth Tarot Live. So Barbarella, if you're listening to me right now, I want you to go to newearthteachings.com and go ahead and post your question there. Your question was personal, okay? I don't do personal questions on the webcast. So, but I will do it for you offline, okay? So Barbarella, please go to newearthteachings.com. Please go to the contact section. Put your question there in the message and send that to me, and I will get back to you later, okay? No personal questions, please, guys, okay? Just semi-personal or general questions because it's for everybody, right? Everybody gets a benefit out of your question. So please remember that, okay? So hoping you're hearing me with that. Okay, let's go down the list here a bit more. Okay, I got a donation here from Grow. So I'm going to go down to Grow here. Grow has a donation. Thank you, Grow. Grow asks, now they are starting again with vaccination of the elderly in Norway, the media rights. Will it happen or is it a lie? All right, let's take a look at that. So. Again, like I said, guys, just be careful of what you read, that's all. We had that one question about the IRS being defunded, right? So that's something that's actually, it's not 100% the truth, but it's very close to it, okay? So just be mindful, that's all. But again, that's why you're checking with me to see if this question is legitimate, okay? So they're starting again with vaccination of the elderly in Norway, the media rights. Will it happen or is it a lie? Okay, so to put that into a tarot card, guys, what I basically have to do is I have to take your question because, no offense, but a lot of your questions aren't in the proper format for a good tarot reading, okay? So I have to kind of reversion your question a little bit, okay? So if we're looking at starting again with vaccinations of the elderly in Norway, will this happen or is it a lie, okay? So will the elderly in Norway be getting vaccinated again, okay? And starting that agenda. Will the elderly in Norway be victims relating to the relating to an upcoming proposed vaccination agenda? Okay, let's ask it in that way. All right, let's see what we get here. Okay. No. Simple answer to the question right there. Grow. No. None of that is the truth. None of it's true whatsoever. Okay. What they're trying to do is they're trying to plant seeds into the subconscious, trying to tell people, guys, it's okay. It's okay, they're getting vaccinated. And people are like, no, it's not okay. It's not okay. No, guys, it's perfectly okay. No, it's not okay. And that's the response of what this card is bringing about, okay? It's justice, right? So as we see, we're seeing the idea of, again, coming together. We're seeing this duality, but again, it's all part of trying to bring the balance together. And this is what the elderly themselves are also saying. It's not okay. Because I've been doing my research, and I'm seeing exactly what these vaccinations are doing, people. And I have absolutely no interest in taking this whatsoever. So again, guys, it's like what they're doing with articles to try and make people think that pedophilia is okay. Okay? What do you think a lot of these shows and commentary about the idea of pedos, thinking that it's completely okay? Because they're trying to integrate with the subconscious, trying to plant seeds. No, it's okay. It's okay. These guys are the P word. It's all right, guys. No, it's not. It's not okay. It's not good. No, guys, it's just okay. No, it's not. It's not good. And we're not going to fall for it. Okay? That's what you're doing. That's their strategy. It's mind games. It's battling for the brain. Okay? And they're trying to make it feel like, no, it's okay, guys. We'll just go vaccinate the elderly here in Norway. Well, people, shh. Hey, we're just trying to vaccinate. It's okay, guys. No, we're not going to stand for it. It's not going to happen. Right? And that's where change happens. Okay? So the whole situation doesn't look like it was officiated at all. It doesn't even feel like a real article, bro. Okay? It's not legit. It's not real. It's a planned idea. It's a subconscious seed. And that's exactly, this is why it's such an appropriate card. Okay? So we have the idea of Taurus and Saturn. They're just trying to plant something there because they don't have enough muster to actually make this happen. They need the people on their side to say, oh, it's okay, yeah, go vaccinate the elderly, it's okay. No. People are like, nope, not doing it. Forget it. It's not going to happen. This is something that's trying to be planted in the ground that will not sprout. It will not produce good crop. Okay? That's what this card is saying. So grow. Very important that what you read, you're not taking this personally. Okay? So a lot of the stuff that you guys read is BS. Okay? A majority of it is garbage. This is garbage. Okay? Even the people that are writing the articles are trying to stir the pot. They're trying to plant something, but they're trying to plant it in bad soil that has no fertilization quality, that has no minerals, nothing at all. It's basically just seeds strewn across the path. The path has no good soil whatsoever, and it won't ferment at all. It will not seed, it will not germinate. That's the word I'm looking for. It will not germinate, and it will not grow. Okay? Past here, representing that agenda. Okay? So we have the idea that people are waking up, right? We have the past here saying, no, we're not going to stand for this anymore. There was a certain, we're not doing it. We're not doing it. We're not doing it, right? It's as simple as that to say, no, not going to happen, okay? So that agenda is not going to come together. It's been put to rest. That is not leading to something that is going to come to pass, okay? What is going to come to pass is healing, okay? It's a healing time. Here we have Venus. Okay, we have creativity, we have working together, we have people standing tall together, okay? And that's not going to lead to people getting poisonous vaccinations put into them. See, they're doing everything they can to try and say, come on, we got to try and recuperate this vaccination agenda, we got to try and do it, Nobody's supporting it. Nobody's supporting it. Even the sleepers that are still trying to support it, some of them are waking up a lot, okay? And it's leading into failure for them. But they're still trying to push it. They're still trying to grind the gears. The gears are not cooperating. They're trying to grind them. They're trying to push them. But the gears won't move. Say, nope, forget it. And they finally relinquish the gears, and now they turn back into their natural cycle. Okay? So, a lot of people get emotionally upset about reading these articles. Okay? So we have the King of Cups here. We have air and water, right? So we get very emotional about these things, but also we're using our emotions to our power, okay? We're working with our emotions. We're working with our intuition. We're working with our resolve. We're working with our creativity to balance out the planet, to balance out these agendas that have been trying so really, really hard to try and get people to follow the beat of their own drum. But we're not dancing to the beat of their drums, guys. Right? We're seeing all of that dissolving all together. So, grow, to answer your question, no. Not at all true. Not at all going to happen. People are already starting to realize what this whole agenda is representing, and it's not going to pan out in any shape, way, or form. That's what I'm getting through this reading. All right? Thank you for your question. Let's take a look and see what else we got here. All right. Okay, going down the list here a bit more. Oh yeah, okay, this is going across the internet right now as well too. This is going around media. Okay. Carol Ann Smith says, "Hi Brad, I have questions. I'm having been seeing numerous articles saying that Trump got arrested. Just curious how this will affect the USA." All right, let's take a look. That basically Trump is being incarcerated, and I've heard about that all week. Okay. Is it true? Did he get incarcerated? So is Trump incarcerated? Is Trump now under arrest? Is he now completely gone? All right, let's take a look. Got to remember, guys, that they were doing a lot of those threats to him when he was president, right? They were threatening to basically impeach him so many times, and he got impeached and it didn't really do anything, right? So it's just all part of it. Because he's planning to run again, and they're super threatened by that. So they will basically try and throw out any BS story that they do. I feel a lot of the story is big BS, but let's take a look. If he's arrested, it's probably one of his doppelgangers. It's certainly not him. But let's take a look and see what the cards say. Nothing but exaggeration. Okay? None of it is real. Okay? Exaggeration. Emotional exaggeration. Emotional article. Emotional garbage. Okay? Complete and total nonsense. Complete and total fabrication. Complete and total lies. Complete and total illusion. Balance yourself out. None of it's true. Okay? Simple answer right there. None of it's true, guys. None of it. Just look at it again. You got to look at track records. What was a lot of the Democrats doing when Trump was in power? What were they trying to do, guys? Can anybody tell me? What were they doing? We got to impeach Trump. We got to impeach him. We got to get him out of here. We got to get him out of here. He's messing up everything. He's messing up everything. He's causing all these kind of problems for us. We got to get him out. We got to impeach him. We got to do this. We got to do this. We got to get the media against him. We gotta get everything against him because he's messing everything up. He's messing up the entire plan. That's what they've done. And again, all they try to do is try to bury him. They've tried to get the skeletons in the closet routine going, trying to impeach him, trying to do all these things, trying to slander him, everything. Okay? It's not to say that Trump doesn't have his head in the right place. He's very much here to do what he's meant to do, right? And he is part of the counterforces, there's no doubt about that. But as I've said, I wouldn't worry so much about the idea of what one man represents. It's more so on the idea of the ideal to which that person represents. That's more of the important thing. But as far as him getting arrested, as far as him being incarcerated, nothing but lies. Okay? Now they may even try to get footage together. They'll probably get a dummy Trump. They'll basically try to get a doppelganger. So yeah, he's been arrested. Maybe they won't. Who can say? Okay? Nothing but garbage. Okay? Absolute fallacy, nothing but, again, preconceived, contrived, ridiculous, exaggerated innuendo. Okay? That is exactly what I'm getting out of this entire reading. It's pretty much all these cards are basically saying bullshit, 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 bullshit. Come together and listen to your truth and discern. Okay? Basically, I'm getting a whole bunch of bullshit cards. So none of it is true at all. Okay? He has not been incarcerated. He has not been arrested. He has not been taken out of the game. Okay? He still has a lot to do. So guys, discern. Okay, that's what the last card is telling you, right? The idea of justice. Discern for yourselves. You know it's BS. As soon as I heard that question, as soon as I heard that article, this is more garbage again. They're doing it again. They're doing it again. They're pulling people's heartstrings here. They're trying to make people emotionally upset, and it's not working. Okay? People who know will not be fazed by these BS allegations. Okay? He's not being arrested at all. They can't touch him. This is what I've been saying for years as well too. Guys, they can't touch him. Do you think that if they were able to touch him, I think he would have been assassinated a long time ago. They're not allowed to touch him. They can't arrest him. Why do you think that when he was impeached, he wasn't being put out of power? They can't touch him. He has immunity. Okay? Can't be touched. You can't kill him. You can't take him out of office. You try to slander him as much as you do. It doesn't matter. He is under so much protection. Okay? He has an entire military force protecting him. He has thousands of people. He has off-worlders protecting him. You can't do it. Can't touch him. Do you think that if they were able to touch him that he would have been gone a long time ago? The original Mr. T is still here. He is under so much protection. You can't do any of these things to him. It's not possible. Okay? It's exactly why a lot of these other politicians have had immunity as well too. It's nothing but a chess game, right? Because they represent a certain part of the narrative that's essential for humanity to grow. Okay? Trump will be around for a very, very long time. Okay? And it wouldn't surprise me if he does get back into office again. Wouldn't surprise me at all. Okay? But he's here to do a lot of work. He's here to, again, represent the ideal of what the counterforces are. He's not the counterforces himself, but he has a lot of work to do here. And he's representing everything that pertains to an opposition against the established order. It's really what he represents. He'll do some shady stuff as well too, no doubt. He's not an angel by any means. Maybe some people may debate that. But no, he's not going to go out of the game at all. He's still very much needed in the game. Okay? So, that's what I can share about that. And I'm pretty sure when you guys have seen those articles about him being arrested, you guys are pretty much calling BS as well too. I can see it in quite a lot of you. Yeah, Brad, when I heard about that, it's just a bunch of crap. It's a bunch of garbage. They're not going to be able to touch Trump. Exactly. They can't touch him. He has immunity. Okay? Just as if that was the case, where even if it's an imposter Biden, they would have touched him a long time ago, and he would have been out of the whole race. But he's not, because he's part of the narrative. Trudeau, Castro, is part of the narrative. Okay? You had all these other politicians and world leaders. They're part of the narrative. They're still important for the narrative to continue because you have to see things unfold. They're all part of these major characters of the story, and they need to play out their part. That's all part of astrological karmic assignment. They need to play out the role, and nothing will stop them from playing out the role, even if they're doppelgangers. Okay? It's all part of the narrative that needs to play out. Right? So, relax, guys. Nothing but BS. Okay? So thank you, Caroline, for your question. Okay. Let me just turn up my volume for my microphone, just hoping you guys can hear me okay. Right. Actually, I think what I'll do is, I had some people saying they have to put on their headphones to hear me properly, so I'm just turning up my volume. Hope that's louder for you guys. Okay, just let me know. Hey guys, yep, Brad, your microphone's louder now. Okay. Let me know that if it's good for you. I just heard someone say I had to put on my headphones to hear Brad a bit more. So, can you guys hear me better now? Testing, testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Just making sure my microphone's a little bit louder for you guys now. You good? Much better? Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you guys for helping me out. You're awesome. All right. Okay, let's go on to another question. I'm having a good time with you guys today. It's great. You guys are asking some really good questions. I really appreciate that. Okay. Well, Daryl's just basically asking about tarot cards. This one is actually my training deck, because what I'm doing is I'm actually looking a lot more into astrology and numerology and symbolism relating to the tarot. Not so much about the built-in significances of the readings of the tarot, like the built-in you could say dictionary definitions. I'm just expanding it a lot more, so this is actually kind of more my training deck to go a lot more deeper into readings to give you guys more information. How am I doing? Doing pretty good? You can always give me your feedback. Let me know how things are going. If you think that the readings I'm giving you today are really good, excellent. I'll keep working hard to make sure I give you guys some good details. Okay. Let's go down the list here a bit more. Jenny just had this question, but I don't really need to do a reading for this. Jenny Murphy says, will Bill Gates be arrested? Guys, Bill Gates is dead. Okay, he's been dead now for a couple of years. He was executed. Okay, Hillary Clinton is executed. Bill Gates is executed. A lot of the Clinton family is executed already. They're all gone. And I've done readings on this that is confirmed that those main players are pretty much gone right now. And any that remain basically represent doppelgangers. Pope Francis is gone. Okay. Yes, of course, the Queen was gone, but the Queen was gone quite a long time ago. That was nothing but a doppelganger, or doppelgangers. Okay. A lot of the royal family aren't even the real royal family. Okay. I'm talking about the monarchy of Great Britain. Okay. A lot of them are gone. Okay. A lot of them aren't even legitimate. A lot of the major players you see right now, most of them, not all of them, but most of them are doppelgangers. Okay? Most of them are avatars. Most of them are gone. Most of them have been executed. So, military tribunals. It's already happened. Okay? But of course, we're not being told that. Because, like I said, everything's being sanitized. Everything's being watered down. Right? You don't have to worry about Mr. T going free. He hasn't gone anywhere. They can't touch him. Right? Okay, it's going down the list a bit more. Okay, this one here is from Leica. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Leica. Hi, Brad. Will Turkey and Hungary stop Finland and Sweden going into NATO? Okay. So before we get into that, let's basically look into the idea of Finland and Sweden. Have Finland and Sweden, are they going into NATO? Okay, that's more of an appropriate tarot question because we're basically just putting too much convolution in with Turkey and Hungary and all that. Okay. So Finland and Sweden, will they be going into NATO? Okay, let's just ask that question. Will Finland and Sweden be going into NATO? Give this a bit more of a shuffle. All right, let's see what we got here. Okay, so here's the idea when it comes to Sweden and Hungary. Okay, so they represent that there's a pairing here. Okay, there's a partnership here. Will they be going into NATO? I don't think so. No, not from really what I'm seeing here. This again sounds like another fabrication. This feels like it's something that's not legit, right? So it's kind of like this, guys. Nope. Right, when you're asking this question, there is a lot of controversy behind it because this is not working out. This is the idea of emotional distortion. It's the idea of things that are out of balance. Even asking this question is out of balance. It's not going to happen. Okay? Things are being balanced out. NATO itself is imploding from the inside. NATO is nothing more than a proxy for the Dark Cabal. Okay? So it too is being sanitized. It too is being worked on behind the scenes. Things are going to shift because there's extremes going on. Everything's looking to balance as the past. Feels like NATO is being sanitized. Okay? Feels like they are going under a great deal of scrutiny. Okay? They're basically being purged from the inside as well too. Guys, nothing in this mainstream media, in this whole idea of in front of the scenes information is what it seems. None of it makes sense. You have this thing happening over here that doesn't make sense. You have this thing over here that's not making sense. They're trying to get together and they're trying to make a does not make sense soup. Okay? None of it makes sense. So you do not need to concern about the idea of that two countries are trying to prevent two other countries from going in. Nothing but melodrama. Okay, it's not happening. It looks like there's a lot of great stability. There's expansion coming together here. It's not leading into any disastrous consequences pertaining to NATO, pertaining to other countries trying to go into these slave programs. Countries are getting out of them. They're not going into them. Guys, no offense, but the collective consciousness of these countries are not stupid. Okay? They know what NATO represents. And everything that NATO is, guys, is Hollywood. It's green screen. Okay, it's scripts, it's directors and writers and script writers and producers and actors. That's what NATO is. Everything you're seeing on the screen nowadays is nothing but melodrama. It's nothing but Hollywood. Okay? NATO is Hollywood. Your House of Senate is Hollywood. Okay? Everything pertaining to all these political agencies, Hollywood, 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 green screen, producers, writers, directors, actors. That's what you're seeing in front of the scenes. None of it's real. Okay? How many times have I said that now? Quite a few. Okay? So that's not what's happening, guys. Okay? It's not going to lead to... You guys think that the Dark Cabal is going to get some kind of resurrection. No. They're going to get a second wind. Nope. They're going to try and come back somehow through the back door. Nope. Every door is being covered. What you see in the narrative is all part of a coming of age story. This is all a story. This is like going back into the ancient times when they had kings and queens, and then there were wars being fought, but all of these are basically being put together by rich people to try and betray the people that they felt were loyal to them so that they could therefore acquire more land again. It's nothing but a chess game. And now we're just seeing the modern version of something that has happened for hundreds and even thousands of years, repeating its cycle. But now people are starting to realize exactly what's happening. They've gone through this, they've gone through the experience again, and everything now is imploding because they cannot repeat this again. Time's up. Right? We're reconciling the nature of our own collective karma. That's happening. Okay? So when we look at the near future here, we have Taurus Mercury representing the Five of Pentacles. Okay? So there's changes. So everything that represents this whole idea regarding other countries joining NATO is nothing but a red herring. Okay? It's garbage. It's again more of this manipulation that's going on. They're trying to convince people that this is what's happening. We're trying to create more wars. We're trying to create more resource taking. We're trying to create more adversaries between countries, but that's not what's happening. More countries are coming together now more than ever before. There's alliances coming together. Okay, Turkey and Hungary represent part of that alliance. Even Sweden, okay, and Finland are also part of those alliances. Nothing but a three-ring circus clown show. Right? That's what this represents. Okay, so here's the advice card. So we have the King of Pentacles, we have air and earth. A lot of this just represents scandals. Represents the idea in that sense of money, greed being thrown around, trying to throw in money and trying to confuse people, think this is what's going to happen. And oh my God, there's discord, there's disconnection through NATO. And they're going to try and take over things. They're going to try and create more wars and blah, 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 blah. That's being averted. Okay. So the Page of Swords here, representing earth and air. So we're seeing again new communication, right? This is again just... It's kind of just old immaturity. It's old script writing. It's just that this whole thing is just being very, very immature, right? Ground yourself. Come to terms with this. This whole idea of these narratives representing these stories are mostly garbage, okay? So it's not leading into any disaster that would bring about more wars or anything of that nature. We're getting out of that stuff. We're not trying to fuel more of them, okay? That's where we're going. Do you see how all these things, when you guys are worried about these things and I start doing readings, the cards are telling me things are more positive than you think. Things are more positive than you think. Things are moving ahead more than you think. Resolution is coming ahead further than you think. And I've been doing this for months, for years. Not because, oh, Brad's so positive. Guys, I'm just showing you what the cards are telling me. Okay? If it's through me, if it's through my own intuition, yes, I tell you the same thing. But I'm showing you the cards as proof. Everything you think is going wrong is actually not. And it's actually moving forward in a much more better way. A lot of people don't talk like that. Basically saying that, oh no, there's going to be some sort of doom and gloom here. There's going to be some sort of tragedy. No. Mm-mm. Only reason those things happen is part of the coming of age story. It's helping us to integrate. It's helping us to evolve. It's helping us to shift. Through tragedy comes unity. Right? And it's nothing but a Hollywood melodramatic soap opera that we're watching with everything on the scene, in front of the scenes, everything that you're reading in articles and in books and through experts, melodrama, 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 melodrama. Right? And it's just more and more of these lies and these slanders. Again, people need to learn to discern. That's the key here. All right? Let's go down the list here a bit more. Okay, further down. I think we're going to take about maybe 3 more questions, guys. We're going to wrap up. Okay. Yeah, Grove says it's crazy because so many of the elders does what the doctors tell them. That depends. Okay, Grove, that becomes kind of more of a profiling statement. Okay, I've actually got to overhear quite a bit of conversations from seniors who think that the whole idea of the vaccination agenda is complete and total garbage. Okay, depends who you talk to. Just because you think that you're older doesn't mean you're going to buy right into the government in that way. Guys, there's teenagers, there's kids who will buy right into what the government tells them. Okay, there's young adults and middle-aged adults that will buy right into what the government tells them. There are seniors that will buy right into the government tells them. And then there's all of those age groups that will not fall for it one bit. And guess what? That's in the majority. Okay, so what you're actually seeing here pertaining to seniors and thinking, I think there was a particular point where a lot of them were. But I can see how they've been hurt by the government over and over and over and over and over and over again. But I'm actually seeing quite a few intelligent seniors saying we're not going to fall for it. To hell with the government. We're not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. Because I hear that quite a bit. Okay? It's all based on who you talk to. It's all based on what you were able to perceive. Because I'm getting a very different story. Right? So again, guys, don't underestimate the idea of an age group. It's all about the person. It's not about a grouping. This is why we want to be mindful of profiling. Okay? Just some food for thought there. Okay. So I'm just looking for another good question I think that would be beneficial here for a reading. Okay, here's one from Donna. Donna says, question, hi Brad, when will the COVID vax push end? Still pushing in hospitals on parents to see their children. In neonatal, parents will do anything to see their children. It's the same thing here, like even in British Columbia. They're still trying to vaccinate nurses, doctors. They're still trying to vaccinate politicians, political leaders, and so forth, right? So there is still certain pushes here as well, too, relating to that. So when is it going to completely come to an end? When is it going to completely dissolve altogether? All right, so let's take a look at that for the tarot question. Okay, when will the vaccination agenda completely come to an end? 100%. Okay, let's take a look. I guess the simple answer is when those who keep pushing it are out of power. Okay? When those who keep pushing it are out of power, that's when it ends. Okay? So again, we've seen that a lot of greed, right? A lot of money, a lot of manifestation pertaining to heavy materialism is basically what's trying to pump this thing and going. For as long as greed exists with these people who are corrupt to the bone, who want to try and keep pushing this, that's when it comes to an end. But the good news is it will be coming to an end. Okay? Will it be coming to an end? Yes. Okay? But in order for that to happen, the naivety of people thinking that these vaccinations are good needs to change. Okay? So there needs to be, again, there's a lot of people who are realizing it's not, but they need to come together. It's just a lot of separated based people here are just saying, yeah, it's no good, but I don't want to work with anybody. It's no good, but I don't want to work with my soul tribe. I don't want to do any of that stuff. Okay? So there's still a bit of an immaturity of the past relating to people. Even though they know it's not good, they're not deciding to work with people. Okay? And that can be part of the dilemma right there. As long as the corrupt are still in some position of authority, who are still trying to push and peddle these things with their greed, that's what continues. That's what's enabling it to continue. Greed, corruption, propaganda, falseness, everything. Okay? And this, of course, represents the essence of Capricorn, right? Greed, corruption, temptation. Okay? It's not to say that Capricorn's a bad thing, but this is basically what it represents in connotation to the card. Okay? The near future. Okay, people need to stop falling for all this. They need to start working together with each other. You start getting in soul groups, you start getting in soul tribes, you start working together. That's what's going to enable this to change. Okay, people need to walk away. Here's the government trying to give, oh, come on guys, vaccines are important, vaccines are good. What are you doing? You're not acknowledging them. You're walking away. Okay? And so again, another problem is we keep fighting with each other. You keep fighting. There's people that are just constantly wanting to battle with one another, right? Rather than battling, we need to come together and work together as a team. Okay? Lack of teamwork, greed, falsehoods of stories. That's what's keeping the idea of COVID on minimal life support. It's not at all in the far reaches of anything in that way. Okay? But it's still around. Because again, we still have these corrupt leaders, we still have these corrupt politicians, we still have these corrupt, greedy people that are still trying to pull the strings. And until they're out of the picture, it's going to, again, it's going to be minimal, but it's still riding itself together. So do we have an estimated time of when this will be completely finished? Let's go ahead and see here. Okay. So it's being worked on right now. Right? Like I said, there's still that minimal life support where there's still some binds taking place, but there's work being done behind the scenes to help scrap it out altogether. In order for that to happen, we're seeing old leaders being replaced. We're seeing the narrative change. So I'm thinking probably late 2023. We may start to see it go minimal, more and more and more. I can't say if that'll be 100% dissolved, but I think it's probably getting in the high 90s when we get later on into the year. Okay, so maybe like a high 90% split. I think maybe it might be 2024 before we see 100% of it gone. Okay, maybe late 2023, early 2024, around that time. All right. Okay, guys, I think we're going to wrap up for today. So thank you all for your questions. You had really great questions. I really appreciate it today. Hope you have all enjoyed this live broadcast today. There is no New Earth TV Live this week. Okay, it's going to be happening next Friday. I'm still doing a lot of work with AetherX behind the scenes. Still need to work with that a lot. So I'll be back next Thursday, next Friday for 2 more episodes. Again, New Earth Tarot and New Earth TV Live. There's going to be some more videos coming as well too on the channel. And the Sunday after next will be another Adronis, transmissions of Adronis event. Okay. Thank you guys. Have a great rest of the day. Blessings to you all. Remember to discern. Remember to work with your heart. This is where all knowledge exists. All right. Take care, guys. Blessings to you all. Namaskar. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. And may it be well with you. Thank you. Thank you again. Our websites, newearthteachings.com, where you can do private sessions with me, and also AetherX.co. And through AetherX, you'll be able to pick up your Healing Code Cards body deck, your mind deck, and your energy deck through AetherX. You will also be able to pick up the Etherbed kit. That is also on AetherX as well. Not to mention that you'll also be able to pick up some apparel and accessories that is also available on AetherX. Thank you so much for tuning into this video, and I look forward to speaking to you in the next one. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Namaskar, and may it be well with you.